I'm grateful that you could join us this afternoon. We are live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 144, and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The details now. Speaker of Parliament Albert Bagbin has described as abysmal Parliament's oversight responsibility over the executive. This he blames on the lack of capacity and inadequate resources for MPs to play their constitutional role effectively. Inaugurating the Parliamentary Service Board for the 8th Parliament, the Speaker also reviewed constant break-ins into vehicles of MPs and staff within the premises of Parliament because the House has no control over the area. He wants the entire enclave handed over to the legislature. My colleague Elton Brobe was at that inauguration and joins us via Zoom. Thank you, Elton. Tell us about the composition of the board and the other demands of the Speaker.
So the board is chaired by the Speaker of Parliament, Albert Bagbin. That is what the Constitution says. And the other members includes the Majority Leader, Osei Chairman Sabonsu, and the Minority Leader, Haruna.
Too bad.
Are also on the board. They will only attend meetings but will have no voting rights. I'm talking about the two deputy speakers. And then we have the Clerk of Parliament as a member. And then we have some, appointees. And this is based on a recommendation of a committee that was set up to advise the Speaker on those who appoint to the Parliamentary Service Board. So we have Johnson Asedu Ketia, who is the General Secretary of the NDC, a former Member of Parliament, a former Deputy Minister, and then also a former Majority Leader and former MP for Tema West, Abraham Osei Edu. So this is the composition of the Parliamentary Service Board, 6 and then plus additional 2, the Deputy Speakers. They can attend meetings, but they will have no voting rights. Now, the Speaker took on some staff of Parliament. According to him, since he assumed the office as Speaker of Parliament, he has had cause to evaluate the work ethics of those who work with the legislature. These are parliamentary staff. And he says that a significant number of them earn salary every month, but they do nothing. And that is the conclusion he came to after evaluating their work ethics. And for that reason, one of the key issues that the Parliamentary Service Board will have to do is to chart a way that will weed out people who have become, a burden on the national purse because of the fact that they are on the payroll of the parliamentary service, but that's nothing to earn the salary that they are paid every month. And then the issue about the fact that the parliamentary enclave currently belongs to the office of the president and nurse, and for that reason, they have no control over who comes in and who goes out. The reason some MPs and some staff of Parliament have experienced breaking into their vehicles, there's been numerous cases of stealing because they don't control who comes in and who goes out. There's been a committee set up to advise the president to hand over the entire premises to Parliament for its use. And he says that the Majority Leader, Osei Chairman Sabonsu, currently leading that negotiation. President Kufuor has given this commitment to hand over this particular enclave to Parliament for Parliament to have it for their own use. When they have it, they can beef up security within the premises and get it done. But he was not happy with the oversight role of Parliament, which is one of their key responsibilities, apart from the fact that they make laws. They are to oversight the executive, but because of lack of capacity, they are unable to do it.
Elton, the majority and minority leaders also spoke about the high attrition rate in Parliament and suggested ways to deal with that. Tell us about that.
So, Osei Chairman Sabonsu is happy that on the Parliamentary Service Board now is a 7 executive of a major political party, Johnson Asedu Ketia. For him, this annual ritual, or every 2 years, where parliamentary members of Parliament will have to go to their constituencies to go and then be voted for to retain in Parliament, is not helping the House at all. And for that reason, the two parties must work out a plan that will ensure that first-time MPs are not challenged at the parliamentary primaries, and that very good parliamentary materials are always kept in the House to ensure that they contribute meaningfully to the growth of Parliament. Because according to him, with the exception of the legislature, the other arms of government have able people to help them execute their duties. But when it comes to Parliament, because of internal politics, MPs are unable to fully contribute and help with the advancement of parliamentary democracy.
On the lighter side, and as we end this conversation, Elton, we know that earlier the Majority Leader had concerns with the NDC's General Secretary being on the Parliamentary Service Board Well, what was the demeanor of the two today as they met themselves when they were sworn in?
So Mr. Asiodun Ketia came in first. When the majority leader joined, he went over to his side, he exchanged pleasantries, and even during the formal, inaugural addresses, the speaker touched on that and said that per the rules that establish the Parliamentary Service Board, beyond those who are statutory appointed, there's always a committee that advises the speaker on who to appoint. And Mr. Asiodun Ketia fixed into the criteria. He's been a former member of parliament before, a former minister, and for that reason, he's more than fit to be on this particular committee. Also, Chairman's argument is that they should look at parliament as an institution beyond politics and help fashion out rules that will help guide it and make it more, potent in the delivery of its mandate. For that reason, Mr. Asiodun Ketia must look beyond his political affiliation and work together with other members on the board to advance parliamentary democracy. Elton
Brobe will leave it here. Does Elton given us details of that program to swear in members of the Parliamentary Service Board?